walking. I should maybe have some activities in between, but yeah. Or questions even? I didn't stop for questions, yeah.
Are there any suggestions of how, for example, to implement this thing of having 30 by 30? Because like I know of a proposed protected marine area between Andøya and Senja, and they had started with the assessment in the 2020, and now then it's they put out the proposal, and everybody is supposed to come with comments, and then they have to take them in, and then so if you have to do that for a lot of areas,
in Norway we will not have 30 by 30.
No, okay.
Because we have too many rules relating to democratic participation for establishing. Not maybe I shouldn't say too many rules, but we have a lot of rules for democratic participation in protected area, systematic conservation planning. So you cannot really, I guess you cannot get it in place in 6 years. You only have 1%, maybe it's increased a bit now, but in Norway we only have 1%, and you don't get up to 30% in 6 years. It's not possible.
So are there suggestions about how countries should do it in any of the?
No, because that has to be a bit country specific. Like China and Norway will be very different in the way they do things. So it has to be a little bit adapted to it. But I guess they will try to speed up this now. And what I'm wondering about is why they put this goal of 30 by 30 when it's not possible to reach in most countries. That's the only thing I'm wondering about. And I think maybe if the agreement was going through in 2020, it will be a better chance. But that when the agreement was delayed and everything, and now you have only 6-7 years left, I don't believe that you will have 30 by 30. Yeah, but yeah, that they often put up these agreements, and you see the Paris Agreement also, they are not able to, even though they have strict monitoring and it's more mechanisms implemented in the EU climate law, for instance, and things like that, not able to do it. So, so who can hold this accountable? Who can hold the governments accountable? Because,
That's another question, because also I think the CBD it's supposed to be binding, right? I mean, what does it mean binding when
it's binding that you will implement it into national law, and that you will follow up in the government. But there are no sanction possibilities if you break an agreement.
Okay.
So in that way, it's not binding because you don't have sanction possibilities.
Okay.
You could try to sue, of course, the government for not, because in Norway we have, for instance, the right for safe and nature for future generation, also in the, what do you call it, Grunnloven, what is that in English?
Constitution.
Yeah, the Constitution, in the Constitution. But that they have tried that with climate and it hasn't gone through yet. Yeah. So it's the evidence needs to be so clear that you are actually impacting the future generation. And I'm wondering, like, what kind of evidence do we need? Sometimes, to actually, what kind of evidence are they looking for? Yeah. So yeah.
I guess it's like very frustrating that they put all these ambitious goals
Yeah.
that we know that they will not be achieved. Are there like any follow-ups, for example, for these 30 by 30, that they follow up how much have been achieved, maybe 2025 or like on the way?
Yeah, they have a meeting, a conference of the parties every second year. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That
So,
they like check where they are.
Check where they are, but
Yeah.
Then there will be a different government in place also in many countries, and it's I think, should they have a weak agreement because, that's unclear to me. If they should have a strong agreement which really take the problem seriously, and then see what happens, or if they should have a more weaker agreement which is more easy to achieve. At the same, if you look at the status now of the world, it's urgent. So it's a very big dilemma here. Should you push for solving the urgency of this problem, or should you go for something achievable, indicating that incremental change is possible, because that's what you indicate if you put up an agreement like that.
Don't you think we need a little bit of both?
Huh?
Don't you think we need a little bit of both?
Yeah, you need to do the small things at the same time as pushing for urgency. Yes, but if you're going to make an agreement, you could either make it a bit weaker with achievable targets, or you could make it strong. It's something that will reflect what we need to do fast. Yeah.
What about like what you call it, intermediate goals? If they meet up every second year, do they have anything like they check up, but like would it be like they can have intermediate goals?
Yeah, but it's built. It's actually built into the act part that you would have a monitoring of the goals, which they have in the Paris Agreement. You monitor and track CO2 very closely, and that hasn't been done so much for the Biodiversity Convention yet. So now that if they have that in place, if they get it in place, then they could actually track it at the same way as the Paris Agreement. At least you will create some awareness and attention in relation to are we on the track here.
Yeah.
Tracking of goals. Yes. So now I guess it's time is up. So yes, nothing more to say. So I hope it was not too doom and gloom, and that we could later work a little bit on the visions, like what could the visions be here in a later lecture. Yeah. So
Thank you.
have a nice day.
Mutta vielä